Hello and welcome. Today I'm here to talk to you about Westcoast's Surface as a Service offering, to go through all the benefits of this service for you, and also to make sure that you as a reseller have all the tools and all the support that you need to make this work for you and your customers. So first of all, I'd just like to go over what as a service is, what it is to us, and what it needs to be for your customers. So I think the biggest thing that we're aiming to do with this is kind of change the behavior of what your customers and how they purchase their hardware. So in a nutshell, we're moving from a CapEx to an operational model. So it makes it easier for your customers to not have to find these large budgets out of nowhere. With not like every couple of years they've got to find a big chunk of money. What we want to do is make it really affordable, and also make it easier for them to kind of calculate what they're going to do on a month-to-month basis with no surprises. Okay. So what we do here at Westcoast, we have spent a lot of time setting this whole as a service motion up. So we work with a number of different lenders. We're completely vendor agnostic, but obviously here we will focus on the Surface aspect, but it does cover off every other device or any other hardware that you want to put through this motion as well. Okay, so because we've invested so much time into this, I'd hands down say we definitely have the most flexible end-to-end offering in the channel. And as I said before, this does cover all hardware as well. So if you need to, do some Surface units, and then, if they need to do some HP units or even a couple of servers, we're able to facilitate that in one go for you. Okay. Just touching on what I mentioned before, what we're looking to do is make things easier for your customers when it comes to doing their IT refresh. Again, we don't want them to have to worry that they have to find a load of money every couple of years. And also what we're trying to do is help them not sweat their assets out as much as possible and put more risk on the business. What your customers will find, and what we all agree on, is that if you're using the newest and best of each device, you're actually a lot more efficient in the work that you do, and that's what we're trying to help enable here as well. Okay. Everyone's kind of moving in line with the motion of your licensing. We're moving to that monthly operational model where it's a lot more predictable and affordable to everyone. So again, no surprise bills every couple of years or every year. And what we're able to do is, you as a reseller can bundle in with the CSP option. You can put the hardware and everything else, all the accessories, your own Surface wraparound into a monthly bill for them. Okay. And again, this is a massive value add for you to your customers because you're giving them an end-to-end offering. A lot of our kind of cloud resellers who wouldn't touch tin previously are very much adopting this model because it helps them say, look, you know what, Westcoast will do all the logistics and the imaging and everything for us, but we will give them the level of service that they want on a month-to-month basis. So, as I said before, we do have the most flexible offering in the channel. There are a lot of different options for you. So, I suppose, there are the options in front of you that you can see, which I will go through. But what I would always recommend is, tell us what you or your customer needs, and we'll find a solution for you. It doesn't need to be a rigid, has to be this unit, this bundle, this term. We want it to be a flexible offering to match kind of how our customers want to purchase and use their hardware and their licensing moving forward. So at any time, if you say you take 100 units over 3 years, you can co-term that agreement at any time. Say they have a big influx and growth within the organization, they can then say, right, we need another 10 units. Absolutely fine. We build that into the agreement, then co-term the option. So it basically means you have the same end date, just the monthly amount will change ever so slightly moving forward. Okay. When it comes to setting the agreement up at the beginning, you have loads of different options always. So you can do a refresh option. So at the end of the term that you choose, you can then do a refresh straight away. So it also helps them think, right, again, we're trying to change their behavior of how they purchase and they manage their device infrastructure. And what this does is, at the end of the 3 years, we'll come in, collect the devices for them, do secure wipes on them, and then they can start a new term with new devices. So again, it helps them to stop sweating their assets. And the biggest benefit of this is that your customer's IT department won't need to support, these old legacy devices that could be causing them a lot of time. And at the end of the day, the more time the IT guys are there fixing devices, they can't be focusing on other things that are probably more important to the business as well. Okay. So what would you say, if one of your customers has bought a load of devices a couple of years ago, might not necessarily be happy with them, and because they've paid so much previously, what are the options for them about getting new devices? well, historically been quite limited, I'll be honest, but now, when it comes to this as a service motion, you're able to trade in these devices. So if you tell us, what the devices are, how old they are, then we'll be able to give you a trade-in option, and all we do is build that into the new as a service agreement moving forward. So it just means they're going to have a load chunk off, taken from the new agreement, and then moving forward, it's a lot more cost beneficial, and also it's a lot more, they can stick to a set payment each month. Okay. So you see on there's a pay-as-you-grow option as well. So this is more for larger rollouts where one of your customers saying, like, we want to take 1,000 units, but we're going to do 200 every 2 months, for example. So the last thing we want them to do, so historically they'll just buy all the kit at once and have it sat there whilst they're doing a scheduled rollout. But what we can do is build it into the agreement at the beginning that they say, right, they're going to buy 200 then, 200 in a couple of months' time, and so on and so on. Now, obviously, with our offering here at Westcoast, we want to make sure your customer's getting the best experience of, the device turns up to them, they can open the box and they're good to go. So as I said, we can do all of the services and the wraparound option for you, but again, this is what you can be able to charge to your customer, and again, give them the biggest value add that you need. As you can see from the refresh, the trade and the pay-as-you-go options, this offering is very much scalable. We want it to be very flexible and not rigid. And as I said before, the reason we've worked with so many different lenders is to make sure your customer gets exactly what they need, and it makes it scalable for them. One final thing now, there is that tech refresh option, which we're trying to, get that behavioral changes to happen, but you are able to build it into a hire purchase option at the beginning. Or you can even have the tech refresh option and then do a balloon payment at the end, so they can own the devices outright if they would like to. So as I said before, we want this to be very simple for you. So we've built an online calculator, which you can build your own bundle to what your customer needs completely start to finish. As I said, it's not fixed bundles, and this online tool we can completely tailor to what you need as a reseller, to reflect, to make it easiest for your sales guys and your procurement department to ensure they know what they're doing, and everything's all in one place. So the idea of this tool was, can I build a Surface as a Service quote start to finish without having to really know much about it? And the answer is yes. So first of all you'll need to do is select which device you have. So in our Surface site, you'll see that all of the Surface family is in there. So you can either do a drop down from the categories option there to pick on the Studio family, the laptop, the book, or the Pro, or again you can do a free text search on, if you just know what spec they need, you could do an i5 256 into the search box and it'll bring up all the Surface options for you. Okay. Once you've done that, you can then click through, choose your accessories. Now, bearing in mind what you've clicked previously will automatically bring up the accessories that are applicable to the devices that you've already selected. Okay. Again, you can do a free text search, do a search from the drop down there, so you can pick anything that you want. What I've also built into this is third-party accessories as well, and if there's anything specifically you want in there or only stuff that you want to show, we can do that. It's on a reseller by reseller basis, this tool. Once you pick your accessories, we then want to move on to the software and services piece. Now, this is where you're adding your value here. So we have all of our warranties, our configuration, our asset tagging, our imaging options, our laser etching options. But as I said, what I want you to do as a reseller, this is where you're going to make the most margin, because we want you to be pushing device management. So we could do a Windows 10 deployment as an option, for example, where you're going to charge them, set pounds per month per device. And obviously, because we'll do all the imaging, the asset tagging, and you'll be managing them through their CSP environment, you're kind of already covering this in its entirety, but it gives them the reassurance that they know they've got the support there. Again, what we'd like you to do if they're not doing a CSP, what we want for the new devices, to get the best out of the Surface family, you're best to have Microsoft 365, and again, we'll build this into the quote for you, but again, please remember this is your offering to them, and we do the billing separately, just because those CSP billing might vary from a month-to-month basis. Okay. Again, the way that we've designed the calculator is pick your hardware, pick your accessories, then your software and services. It's just reminding everyone to attach. What you'll find if your customer is going through the as-a-service motion, they will tend to look at the more premium option of everything, because it's only an extra couple of pounds a month instead of being, an extra couple of £100 or £1,000 extra at the very beginning. Once you've picked your full kind of kit list, you're then able to put in what term you want it. Now, typically what we're seeing is 2 to 3 year terms, because that's in line with what people's historical refresh have been. You get 1 to 5 year options within the tool. If you need anything a bit more unique or creative, you can just reach out to us at any time and we'll walk you through that. Okay. So once you've selected your term length, you then go through to the final piece where you can pick your margin that you're adding in, then pick your quantity, and finally save the quote and create a PDF, and then it brings it out for you. Okay. One last thing that we've built into the tool as well. So the biggest thing is, as I said before, I want this tool to make as a service easier for you. So we've built a chatbot within the tool itself. So if you ask it specific surface questions or anything around as a service, it will give the answers for you. So if you're unsure, what SKU the device is or what device you need, you can ask simple questions. As you can see on the screen, I need an i5 Surface Pro, and it will give you the full spec detail and the SKU list as well. Okay. So moving on, I think we just kind of need to look at the overall benefits. So as I said before, we are here to partner with you. As a distributor, Westcoast are not just a box shifter. We want to be seen as a partner for you, and especially as we're moving into this as a service motion, the demand is getting more and more and more. And you as a reseller, that the more equipped you are and the more ahead of the game you are, the benefits that you will see moving forward. So, as I said, it's not a rigid process whatsoever. All we'd rather want to know from you is say, look, this is what I need. Please, can you find a solution for me? If it's a very simple, I need a device, accessories, over 3 years, tech refresh, the tool is good for that. But again, we are here to partner with you through that journey. And what we'd want to do is walk you through your first couple of opportunities together to make sure that you're happy and you're in safe hands. So, just recapping, we have the most flexible hardware solution in the channel. As I said, we want you to be coupling this with your CSP offering as well. The benefits for your customer is it's predictable pricing. So when it comes to you pitching, at CTO and CFO level, I'm sure if you can convince the CFO that, look, this is something that is going to cost this much each month, and you're not going to have to find thousands and thousands each year. It's something that they will be very interested in. And also, if you've already bought a load of kit, we can do kind of a trade-in option to free up some cash as well, and then you've kind of moved forward on your monthly basis as well. Okay. So what we want you to have is a full end-to-end solution. So you manage your customers' hardware. As I said before, cloud partners typically wouldn't touch tin, but this gives them the flexibility and the scalability to offer a full end-to-end solution for even some of the smaller resellers going against some of the larger players. And as I said, you need to lean on us at Westcoast to help you with that full solution. Okay. And what we want as well is, again, because you're offering that end-to-end offering, you will then be your customer's single point of contact for the IT estate. And as I said, it is completely scalable with the CSP aspect of this. What I would really want at the end of this for you to take away is, we all do it for our mobile phones. Let's put it in a nutshell here. We all buy our mobile phones on a monthly basis because we're not about to go and spend £1,000 on your mobile phone, but we all want the best of the devices that are out there. This does not change in a business environment. So, as I said, we do it for our cars, we do it for our phones. Let's help our customers ease up some cash flow within the business, ensure that they're getting the best offering that they need and the best devices to make them the most kind of, flexible and efficient as they can be, and then go from there. So that's our offering. And as I said, if you've got any questions from us, please reach out to the Surface team or our financial services team as well, and we're here to help you.